So your pattern says bias binding, but your hat says facing. So let's draft one. Hey Stitchers, it's your girl Kris. Welcome on into the channel if you're new. Welcome back to the channel if you happen to be an OG. And by OG, I simply mean you guys have been here before. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And today I'm hoping that you will enjoy this very short video, which is going to be a demonstration on how to draft your own facing from a blouse or a dress that requires bias binding. A couple weeks ago, or at least I think it's been a couple weeks, I shared here on the channel the making of my cashmerette Montrose top. In that project, I decided to switch out the bias binding at the neckline in order to do a facing. The pattern does not come with a facing, and so I did have to draft my own. Now, when I was editing that video, I decided it was going to be way too long and that I should break up the tutorial from the actual behind the scenes making and the pattern review and do this video separately. And that is what I'm going to be doing here today. Now, this tutorial will work on virtually any blouse or dress pattern where you want to go ahead and trace off your own facing piece. So even if you're not making the cashmere Montrose top, but you're making a different pattern that uses bias binding as a finish, then you can probably get away with following these steps. So without further ado, without too much of rambling, let's get over to my cutting table and let's get started on today's tutorial. Hey boos, I'm back and I think I have settled on the fabric that I want to use. But now that I'm looking at my pieces, I have decided I want to do a facing for the front and back of my bodice. And I figured if I'm going to do that, then I may as well show you guys how I will achieve that. So I want to make the scoop neck. So I'm going to start just about here. And I'm using some tracing paper that I just got on Amazon. It is linked in my Amazon storefront, so if you're interested in getting some, then you can go ahead and have a look in my Amazon storefront. And I'm just going to trace just about 2.5 inches down from the neckline. That will give me a wide enough or deep enough facing. Once I have that in place, I am going to go in and I'm going to trace out the shape of the scoop neck. Now my pattern piece does have both the scoop neck and the boat neck on it. I haven't cut mine because I haven't decided, or I hadn't up to this point fully decided which version I wanted to do. And in any event, I think I might want to preserve them both so that it's just easier for me in the future if I wanted to experiment with the boat neck. Now I'm also going to trace 2.5 inches down the shoulder and put a point. And then I am simply going to go 2.5 inches following the line of the shoulder just to create a guide. So I'm just sliding my ruler along my neckline and putting some small marks, which I can then go in and connect, and they will form my facing piece. This is a very, very simple hack. I could do the bias binding, but I just much prefer to have a facing if I could. And I'll have a look see how the facing performs with this blouse. And then for future iterations, I can always decide to give the bias binding a go. So very lightly, there is the tracing of the facing right here. I'm just going to go in and connect the dots using my pencil. And I know you might struggle to see it just a little bit with a pencil, but it is always better to do your adjustments with a sharp pencil than with anything else because it makes it a lot more accurate. What I probably could do, let's see. So this is what my facing piece looks like. I'll probably just go over it now with a Sharpie just for your benefit. Now you can see that the Sharpie line is much, much thicker. That would have been my neckline right there. Then this is the shoulder line. And then these are the small dots that I have now gone and played connect the dot with. Just carrying along a very smooth curve. And then down the center front, one straight line. And I'm going to put fold, because this is going to be my center front, which is also going to need to be cut on the fold. And then right up here is going to be my shoulder blade. Now I'm just going to label it, but I am going to label it in pencil. This part is not really important for you lot to see, but I'm going to write Cashmere Montrose front facing, cut one unfold. So I will cut one of this unfold out of my fabric, and then I will also cut one unfold out of my interfacing, because since I have chosen to do a facing, then I am going to go ahead and interface it. Now once I have that, I am just going to go in now and cut out my facing piece. And it really is as simple as that. I will repeat the exact same process for the back facing. Mark down 2.5 inches from the shoulder, mark down 2.5 inches in my center back, and then 2.5 inches roughly around the neckline, connect the dots, and then I'll just go in and cut it out and label it. Yep, easy peasy. So first up, just gonna do the shape of the neckline. Then I'm going to measure down 2.5 inches down my center back, 2.5 inches along my shoulder, and then I will go around once again 2.5 inches away from the neckline. This just helps me to maintain the curvature of the neckline. And then I'm just going to go in now and connect the dots. This should be as smooth of a line as is possible. And this will now be my back facing. So I'm going to cut through and just put Montrose back facing. And then I can see how this one sews up. All right, guys, there you had it. A very quick and I think simple tutorial on how to go and draft out your very own neckband facing. Now, a couple weeks ago, I saw my girl Shelly over on Instagram, and she had posted a poll on bias binding or facing. And in her mind, she would rather switch out a facing and use bias binding any day. And I was like, girl, no. Absolutely not. I am the complete opposite. If the pattern says bias binding, 9 times out of 10, I am going to draft my very own facing piece. And I'm hoping if you are on the same team as me, then you would have found this tutorial very instructive. Now, if you did enjoy today's video, then be sure to go ahead and give your girl a thumbs up, hype up this video, and let the YouTube algorithm know that it's a worthwhile watch. Drop me a comment down below and let me know whether you found this tutorial helpful, even though it was short. And let me know as well whether you are team bias binding, or if, like me, you are team facing, team facing, team facing, team facing. I'm really hoping you guys are team facing. But even if you're not, I still love you. Now, if you have gotten this far in today's video and you're not a subscriber, then also consider subscribing to the channel and turning your notifications on, that you will always know when I bring you guys a new video. Now, truth be told, my sewing has slowed down a little bit, and this time it is no fault of my own. My machine isn't working, you guys. Like my baby, something is wrong with her. The light comes on when I put the power button on, but she doesn't boot up. And it has really, really devastated me. Now, I do have an older machine that is now like my backup machine. But honestly, she sews, I can get work done. It just doesn't feel the same. And I'm hoping that doesn't sound very bougie or anything like that. But it's almost like if you drive, I don't know, a BMW, and then you have to go back and drive like a Toyota Vitz. And I'm not saying that with any shade because I own a Toyota Vitz. It's just that they handle so much different. You get accustomed to all of the fancy features. And then having to go back to basics, it's doable, but it's just not the same. So I need to figure out how to get my machine to a dealer. There are no dealers here on the island, obviously. And so she's going to have to go overseas. She's going to have to take a trip. But I need to work out the logistics for that. So I have not had any sewing for a minute. But I think I need to go and do some sewing plans. I have to do a wrap-up video on everything I have sewn for the first quarter of the year. We're in March now. We finished one quarter, or almost finished one quarter for this year already. And if push comes to shove, honestly, I can use my basic machine. So turn your notifications on so that you will know either when I go live here on the channel or when I post a new video. Now, that is everything I needed to share with you today. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial and hanging out with me here on the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay calm, stay cool, stay safe, and absolutely keep watching. Peace.